What is going on, you Bloom Hulks? Welcome to the EDH Brothers. This is the Saturday afternoon brawl. Yes, I know it's not Thursday. Weird. Um, Couple things. If you noticed, if you look right there, there's something new. But before we talk about that, we got to get everybody else on. So let's jump over to the game board, do the old intros as always. Uh, First and foremost, we've got Metal Nick.
Hey, everybody, it's Metal Nick. Horns up, here we go. Today I'm going to do something I never thought I'd do. I'm going to play a mono blue deck. It was thrown out as a challenge that I should do it. Naturally, I'm going to do it my way. So I'm going to be running Imrith, the Desert Doom. It's a dragon deck. I'm going to put out some good artifacts, try to make sure this thing stays untapped so that it has Ward 4, and make it bigger and swing through the air with some other dragons in this guy and draw cards. I'm not going to mill anyone. I will counter a few. I might bounce some things back from people's boards, but I won't be a complete total blue degenerate. The deck is called Enter the Blue Dragon, or if I lose, why in the hell did I build a mono blue deck? Very excited to play it.
Love it. And of course, we've also got Glorious Wolfman, Caleb.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Caleb, aka Glorious Wolfman here. I'm also playing a blue deck. Kind of. It's blue because the commander's there and has some blue elements, but it is a walls deck. The name of this deck is I know it's only rock and roll, but I like it. Named after one of the key cards in the deck, Rolling Stones.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Now, let's talk about, if you guys noticed, there was a new intro, a new logo. That new logo was designed by the one, the only, just like the bird, Swan.
Hey guys, happy to be here again. I'm going to be also playing some blue, although not the primary color of this deck, so hopefully nobody's got a boil or tsunami anywhere. But I'm playing K&T, everyone's favorite dads, and just, going to be giving people gifts the whole game, getting some extra card draws and, a bunch of different stuff. Going to be fun.
And you did give us a gift with a brand new logo, which is badass.
I did. So I thought it was fitting to play a deck where I'm going to be giving gifts.
Love it. Love it. And I will be playing, apparently, which has become one of my more popular decks on Moxfield. This is my Grueltality deck. I am running a General Marholt Else Dragon. Whenever a creature I control becomes blocked, it gets +3/+3 until end of turn for each creature blocking it. So I'm just going to call this. I really should also, in addition to calling it Grueltality, I should just call it, the offensive line, because I'm going to have my blockers. That's going to open up the lane for the other creatures to go punchy punch. So yeah, good times.
So, Josh,
yes.
Curious, do you know what ability that card is referencing?
It is Rampage.
Yep, exactly. Has not been printed in years, but yes. Rampage it gets +X, where X is a rampage value for each creature blocking it beyond the first.
Yep.
So kind of a callback to a better to Rampage, but they made it better.
Yeah. Now this deck is a lot of fun. Well, fun for me. I can't necessarily say it's potentially fun for others, but we hope. What can you do? Let's go ahead and Swan, you designed a new logo, so you can decide 1 through 4.
Let's say 3.
3, 3, 3.
It's the magical number.
All right. 1, 2. Would love to have a button just for this. 3, and Nick gets to go first. I know names.
Suddenly doesn't seem so magical.
Yep.
Well,
All right.
Yeah.
Well, everybody ready to go?
Yep.
Rock and roll. Draw for turn. I'm going to play a island and pass.
Hey, you feel dirty doing that.
He's holding-
I will play this beautiful white bordered mountain. Pass.
Beautiful and white bordered should not belong in the same sentence.
I agree. Before I go, would two of you like to concede?
No.
Nope,
Okay.
so
You
play.
know, it's been a good game, guys. I think I'm going to head out, go get some food. So,
Well, in that case, I still have two or more opponents, so I'm going to play this untapped Rejuvenating Springs. And then tab it for Soul Ring.
All right.
ooh,
That's
strong
right.
start.
Two people should have conceded. What can I say?
I'm going to play a basic island and pass.
Drop turn. Gonna play a island. I'm gonna tap 2, and I'm gonna play Ledger Shredder,
Oh,
Ooh,
God.
that's a good one.
and I will pass the turn.
All right. Untap, upkeep, draw.
Is it
Well,
Phoenix is down to Ledger Shredder right now?
That's fair.
I'm going to play a forest. And by the way, apparently Spell Table said that your Ledger Shredder is Spirit Mantle, so it fizzles.
Ah, gotcha.
I'm going to tap 2, and I'm going to play an Ornithopter of Paradise.
See, when I clicked on it, I got the Great Airy, which is a plane from Plane Chase, but at least it involves birds, I think.
Yeah.
No, Bolster 3. Yep, nothing to do with birds.
All right, no more
well,
extra charge.
now it updated. Yep, you're good.
All right, untap. And draw. I'm going to
You
ask
should
again,
only play
would
one
two
spell.
of you like to concede the game?
I didn't
Nope.
the first time. I already missed my opportunity.
I'm going to play this untapped Spire Garden. And in the true gift of giving, I'm going to give everyone extra mana. Mana Flare.
Woohoo!
Mana Flare. All right.
And
like
I will
Mana Flare?
pass the turn there.
Draw. Play a Reflecting Pool, so currently it's just a really bad island.
But it taps for 2.
Yeah, I'll tap it for 2 blue. Play a Talisman of Progress.
Sorry,
and then I'll
but
tap.
Spell Table said that's supposed to be a serialized reflecting pool.
All right. Let me
Your card just significantly jumped in value, Caleb.
Sweet. Tap this for 2 blue, that for colorless, and I'm going to play a Wall of Frost. It is a 0/7 that when it blocks a creature, that creature does not untap during its controller's next untap step, and I am down to 5 cards in hand, so I'll pass.
I will untap.
Oh, I just realized, Caleb, your hand's going to be real full up between Plagon and me.
That's my hope.
All right. Options. Well, I'm going to go ahead since every island is going to tap for 2 right now, right? Correct?
That is correct. Anytime a land would tap for mana, it adds additional 1 mana of any type that land may produce.
Yes.
We're a little late. We can still resolve this real quick. You have a Ledger Shredder trigger because I cast 2 spells on my turn.
Oh, you did. Okay. I was all right. So I will draw a. Well, all right. I drew this card. So this is the card.
That's why I was like, we can still resolve this because you haven't drawn any extra cards. So.
And I will at the moment. I will go ahead and discard Finale of Revelation. Just it's a little too early for that to work, and in doing so, I'll put a +1/+1. Okay, thank you. So yep. So now my turn will start. Sorry, I didn't catch the 2 spells there. That was my bad. I gotta watch that. Gotta watch that trigger. Thank you for that, Caleb. So now I will draw for turn. I will. I did already play the land, so the land's already played. So I won't. I'm not gonna do it. All right. So I will tap for 6. I will play Emrith, the Desert Bloom. With my 1 floating blue mana, I will opt with this beautiful Strixhaven foil opt. And I will trigger Ledger
Shredder. Yep.
So I will draw a card. And I will discard. Oh, goodness. It's just so hard. I will discard Triskaidekaphile. Then I will go ahead and scry 1. I will go ahead and draw that card. And that will put the +2/+2 from him. And I am all tapped out. And why not? Oh, Josh, I'll swing at you for 3 with my Ledger Shredder.
Oh,
Block it with
joy.
your Ornithopter if you want to.
Screw that. I'm taking 3.
I will pass the turn.
I will remember that.
That
Josh,
is
just a heads
fair.
up, the way you're holding your hand, it's visible to everyone.
Yeah, we're
not Josh,
loving the
right?
spell ring in your hand.
Oh, gotcha. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
The joys of this. We'll just move this camera a little more like that. There you go. You can stare at the G-Sync at the part of the Switch instead.
All right.
That
So
works.
I'm going to play Mountain. And then I'm going to tap said Mountain and the Ornithopter. So 3 floating for a decanter of endless water.
Gonna be handy.
Yep. I hate to give him another card, but tap for 2 and a green. Rhythm of the Wild.
Okay.
That is my second spell.
I will draw a card. I will discard a Rogue's Passage. So Ledger Shredder will not grow in size at this moment.
And then I think I'm just going to pass the turn. Yep.
All right. On tap. Draw. I'm going to ask again, would 2 of you like to concede?
Is that all you have in your hand? Are those lands?
Yes. I also have a command tower, but it's just funnier to continue to ask if anyone
That's
wants
fair.
to concede. All right. In the spirit of giving, I am going to tap for 2. And then 2 white for a smothering tithe, so I can give myself a bunch of treasure tokens.
All right, come on, Blue Decks. You got something?
I don't, unfortunately. So he will get to smother. He will smother away for now.
And then I have... I think that will conclude my turn for the moment.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Oh, I'm definitely going to cast that.
Would you like to pay for that draw?
I think I want to, yeah, actually. Because I'm only casting 1 spell on my turn. I didn't draw land. But this kind of like land. I'll take a damage. And I'm going to cast Smuggler's Share. So at the beginning of my end step, draw a card. If an opponent who drew 2 or more cards this turn, if an opponent drew 2 or more cards, create a treasure if an opponent had 2 or more lands and are under their control in the turn. And I'll pass.
Yes, the great value smothering tithe.
There we go.
Yeah, great value Smothering Tithe and or like weird kind of Ristic Study.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to play a lovely Oil Slick Island. Hey, I finally had a use for those.
Nick, would you like to pay for your draw?
Make a treasure, buddy. Go for it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to pay 1. I'm going to pay 1, floating 1 blue to play my Soul Ring that you all know I had. Then I'll use that additional blue. Tap 2 of those. Let's see. That's 4. That's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Floating 1 to play 1 with the multiverse. All right. That is the second spell.
Gross.
So that will trigger Ledger Shredder. So I'll draw a card. I will discard.
Smuggler share trigger at your end step.
Yes, you will. Lucky you. Man, this is not easy to do. So I got to think here.
Such a first world problem.
It is. I mean, I like my hand a lot, but something must go. So I will get rid of. I will take my chances. I'm getting low on these. I will get rid of Campfire at the moment, and put a +1/+1 on Ledger Shredder. And then, all right, so I get to look at the top of my library at any time. Okay, I'm just going to leave that on top. And then once during each of your turns, I do get to cast a spell. So I will go ahead and play Talrand, Sky Summoner. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 2/2 blue Drake creature token with flying. And with my remaining one flu bloating, which I haven't floating
Your
blue.
one flu bloating?
There you go. I don't play blue very much, guys. You see what's going on here? I will play Basilisk Collar. Then I will move to combat, and I will swing Imrith the Desert Doom at the Glorious Wolfman. It's a 5/5 flyer. And it deals combat damage, so congratulations. I will draw a card because I get to draw up to 3 cards as long as I have 3 cards in hand. So there you go. And I will go ahead with some blockers now and pass the turn.
I draw a card at your end step. I just knocked my deck over. So what does your commander do? You draw if you have like less than 3 in hand, right?
Whenever he deals combat damage, then if you have fewer than 3 cards in hand, draw cards equal to the difference. Correct.
Okay.
You just drew a single card?
I just drew a single card. I don't have any mana to pay for it, so you get a treasure.
Yep.
I also
I
can't
already tipped it up. I just wanted to make sure.
All right, untap, upkeep, draw. On that, I will pay.
Okay.
Okay. I will play this Cabaret Courtyard, my land for turn. Instantly get sacked. I gain a life. I'm going to go get a basic forest.
I had a place that.
Oh, no. No. We'll get a beautiful white bordered forest.
Ugh.
Simply because he said, look. All right. And over here. All right, I'm going to tap this mountain for 2 red and the Decanter of Endless Water to play a Taran Mauler. That will trigger Rhythm of the Wild. I'm going to go ahead and give them the +1. Yeah, +1/+1 counter. So Taran Mauler is a 2/2, well, now a 3/3 changeling. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, I may put a 1/1 counter on the Mauler. Isn't that
Gross?
All right, and then let's move to combat. Because I think it would be funny. I'm going to swing the. Oh wait, no, that would not be funny. I'm just going to pass turn.
At your end step, you had 2 lands enter. I make a treasure.
Yes, you do.
Untap. Upkeep draw.
And if you notice, I now have my cards in hand card.
Oh, okay.
Command tower is land per turn. A 2 and a white.
Mine is on the back of
I'm going to go Idyllic Tutor.
Ranger Captain, apparently. Yeah, no responses to Ranger Captain.
Okay.
Or Idyllic Tutor.
maybe. You. That's the one. All right. I grabbed privileged position. Other permanents you control have hexproof.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a card.
Yep,
Because of that. Wait, so that was a spell that you'd cast to get that, correct? Yes.
Correct.
Counter on turn, Muller.
All right. So I'm gonna pay 3 and 2 green to cast privileged position.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
Can you play something that makes us draw more cards?
not currently. Right now, I have to protect myself from the cards I will be giving him.
that was your second, so that is a Ledger Shredder trigger. Yep. I will just discard this island. No plussing for Ledger Shredder.
And since you can't pay, I will get another treasure. 5. I think with that, so I will just end my turn for the time being.
All right. Draw. Ooh. Okay. Well, I'm not paying for the draw. I'm gonna try to double spell here.
Okay.
I think I can. Yeah. Got 6 mana. I'm gonna crack this treasure for a white. I'm gonna float a blue. Conveniently, I have this island right next to me to symbolize that I have a floating blue. I'm gonna cast Ramus Ekor, Ancient Shield. Legendary artifact. Whenever I cast my second spell, each turn, draw a card, then create an 0/3 white wall creature token with Defender. At the beginning of combat on your turn, creatures you control with Defender gain Exalted until end of turn.
Oh.
All right.
So
Fun.
I'm going to cast that, and then I'm going to cast a Fog Bank. That will be my second spell, so I will draw a card and make a Defender. Nick also has a Ledger Shredder trigger.
I will draw.
I still can't.
Okay. Another connect, so I'm going to take up to 4. F6 for 2 seconds.
1,000. 1,000.
I will get rid of Juvenile Mist Dragon, bumping up Ledger Shredder.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
There's my wall, and I am done.
All right. I will untap.
I have 6 in hand now.
I will draw for turn. Library.
Is that a draw you would like to pay for?
No, I'm going to let you make your treasures for right now, so you're okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to play an island. Leave that on top. Then I'm going to go ahead and play. For my one spell that I'm not going to spend any mana to cast, I'm going to play Kari, the Swirling Sky. It's a 6/6 Dragon Spirit with Flying, Ward 3, and when it dies, return any number of target non-land permanents with a total mana value 6 or less to their owner's hands, mill 6 cards, and return up to 2 instant or sorcery cards from your graveyard to your hand, so I get to choose one of those 2 options.
Gross.
Yep, it's pretty gross. All right, then I will tap 1, 2, 3, or 3, 4, 5. I'll be floating 1 there to play Nazgul Battle Mace.
Gross.
I'm gonna tap 2 more plus the 1 floating to attach it to Emrith, the Desert Doom. There will be a Ledger Shredder trigger, so I will draw for turn. And I will go ahead and discard the Flood of Tears at the moment, bumping up Ledger Shredder.
That is a second draw, so I will get a thing in your end step.
Yep, you will. You will indeed. Okay, then I will go ahead. Yep, I will move to combat, and actually, I will pay 1 floating 2 to attach Basilisk, this collar, to Ledger Shredder before I move to combat. And yeah, I haven't cast any instant or sorcery spells. So there's no Drakes getting made yet. Then I will move to combat. I will swing Emrith at Swan and Ledger Shredder at Josh. So Ledger Shredder is a 6/8, and Emrith, the Desert Doom, is a 5/5 with Menace, Death Touch, and Annihilator 1.
In response to the attack, I'm going to pay 1 and attempt to swords. Emrith.
You're going to swords Emrith?
Yeah.
All right. I do not have a reaction or do not have a response at the moment with Emrith, so Emrith will get swords because he is tapped, so he will go to the command zone.
You
Nazgul
do
battle.
gain life. So.
I will gain 5 life.
Also, you still attacked, so there's still an Annihilator trigger, right?
There,
Yeah.
yes, I did attack, so yeah, he's got to sack something, which,
I will sack a treasure.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right, you will. All right.
And I will just take the 6.
Okay, sounds good. All right, and then that said, I will go ahead and and I will gain 6 life too off of Basilisk Collar. All right, and I will go ahead and pass the turn.
Cool. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Swan, make your treasure.
Hooray!
Oh, let's
Treat
see.
yourself.
I think I'm going to. I'm going to do this. Okay, so I'm going to tap this for these 2 lands for 4. Cast my commander, General Mark.
Oh, I have a draw next in step. Swan, you can make your treasure.
Yay.
Rhythm of the Wild trigger. I'm going to give General Marholt. I'm going to give him a counter. And then let's go 2, 4, and a green to cast Freelance Muscle.
Okay.
Yep. Ledger Shredder trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, would you like to pay for that draw?
Yeah, I will pay for that draw.
Okay. I figured that's what I was going to ask if you had the 1 available, or I guess technically 2 available.
Yep. Yep. And okay, and then Ledger Shredder trigger. Yeah, I'll go ahead and discard Aetherize, buffing Ledger Shredder.
Okay.
Heads up, Nick. We are in dangerous territory, being able to see your hand again when you're holding it like that, or your hand like that.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
I'm going to give, because of Rhythm of the Wild, I'm going to give Freelance Muscle haste. So whenever Freelance Muscle attacks or blocks, it gets +X until end of turn, where X is the greatest power and or toughness among other creatures I control. I'm going to move to combat. So I'm going to swing the Freelance Muscle at Nick, and the Taran Mauler is coming at Swan on attack. So on attack, Freelance Muscle is going to get +9/+9, making it a 13/13.
Okay. I'm going to block with Kari, the Swirling Sky.
Okay. So, okay, and then Swan. I guess you don't have any creatures, so you're taking 9.
What did I ever do to you?
That's why I swung with this one. When you do block this, we'll get +3/+3, so now it's a 16/16. But I mean, said
That's
creature
fine.
is going to definitely die.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Kari's dead. But
Oh yeah.
when it dies, choose one. I'm going to return any number of target non-land permanents with total mana value 6 or less to their owner's hands. So I'm going to allow Mana Flare to hang out, just so I'm not a total dick. But everything else you guys have that is 6 or less is bouncing back to your guys' hands.
I think
you can't for me, because since it's target, I have privileged position.
You're lucky. That's true. You're right.
It's also combined, so like it's a total mana value of 6 across all permanents.
Oh, is it? Okay, gotcha. Sorry, with total mana. I get you. Okay, so let me think about that then. Well, I'm going to get rid of Torian Mauler because that thing's a pain in the butt.
Nick, I know it's a free one to pick, but I would like to humbly request to keep my wall.
I'll let you keep your wall.
Okay, so Taran Mauler.
That will get bounced. And how much is that? Because it says it's a
3.
All right, that's 3. And then let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of your Wall of Frost, Caleb.
Okay.
Bounce your hand.
All right. Yeah, I've done what I wanted to do, and I will move to the end step.
Okay.
And the end step triggers nothing. Okay, pass turn.
I was saying, yeah, you didn't draw 2 or more cards, did you?
No.
Untap.
So.
Draw.
This deck is a swing and punch face deck.
Yeah, but green Elder Gargaroth is a card.
Elder Gargaroth is not in this deck.
Why not? That card's great.
Because when I built this deck, I only used cards I had.
Oh.
So
you could have owned one. I didn't know.
Yeah. I need to get Joven's Ferrets for the deck.
I'm going to tap for 2 and 7.
Gross. Omniscience?
Because I don't want to get hit again with something like Torian Mauler. For Blazing Archive.
Sure.
Flying and creatures cannot attack me.
Here we go. All right, here comes the Pellafort.
So all I say is Pillowfort and presence. However, I will give another gift of...
When he says I'm going to give you a gift, it's like, here's your STD.
Yep.
I'm going to pay a blue, red, green, white, and I'll float one of each of those colors. I'm going to cast my commander. At the beginning of my end step, draw a card. Each player may put a land card from his or her hand onto the battlefield. Then each opponent who didn't draw the card. So you can either, at the beginning of my end step, you can either draw a card or put a land on the battlefield.
All right, so there's a Ledger Shredder trigger.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Doesn't look like you have mana, correct?
I'm going to get rid of Command
Correct.
Beacon.
Right.
And
Sure.
then
So I have 4. So 4, 5, 6. I'll float a white, or I'll leave a white floating still. So I have, currently a white floating. I'm gonna cast Gani, Honored One, or Ganji. Whenever a creature attacks one of your opponents or planeswalkers, it gets an additional +2/+0 until end of turn. And then I'll use the white floating and the 1 treasure I have for Quain, which I can tap them, and each player may draw a card. Then each player who drew a card gains 1 life.
I love Queen. Queen's such a cool card.
Yeah. And then I will move to instep. I will draw a
I'll
card.
put a land into play.
I'll put a land into play. I'm going to put a Lotus Field, destroying 2 islands.
I've
I
got
will
a
draw a
Nimbus
card.
Maze.
And then I will also put a land into play.
You can make your treasure off of my draw.
Okay. And would 2 of you like to concede?
No.
Okay.
No.
Bountiful Promenade.
All right.
You can't have many more of those. There's only 6 he can play.
And I've got 4 of them on the battlefield right now, so I got 2 more.
Because 4 of them have black in them. All right, untap, draw. Not paying for it. Play an island. Replay my Wall of Frost. This can now tap for white, which is very useful. I'm going to cast Brave the Sands, which is going to make me another wall token. It's going to make me it's going to give me a card draw, and then
Ledger Shredder. That was your second one, right?
correct. Yeah, Ledger Shredder will trigger.
A draw.
And creatures I control have vigilance and can block an additional creature.
Caleb, did you buy some Infinite tokens?
Kind of. My friend Jess got them for me for my birthday in 2024.
Oh.
And I finally received them in 2025.
Did they have to grow the tree and then chop said tree down to make the cardboard?
No, I just kept forgetting to remind him to send them to her to send them to me, and she kept forgetting to send them to me. So,
all right, that's fair.
mm-hmm. Let's see. I'm gonna double spell here. I think I'm gonna tap this for 2 white and then 2 blue. I'm going to cast Wall of Resistance. It's a 0/3 flyer that when it blocks a creature at the end of or at the end of turn, whenever it's dealt damage period, it gets a +0/+1 counter. And then Angelic Wall, it's just a 0/4 flyer. I'll pass.
All right. I will untap. I will draw for turn. I will tap Lotus Field for 4.
Nick, you're going to pay for your draw.
I'm not paying. You're fine. Make your treasures.
Okay. Don't want to assume.
Nope, you're cool. You're cool. All right, it's 4, 6. Pay 1 more. That will give me 1 floating blue, and I will recast Emrith. I will then play my land for turn, Rivendell.
Mm-hmm.
I will look at the top card of my library.
It's a magic card. I can see it. It's a magic card.
It is a magic card. You're right.
It's also not a land.
It's also not a land. Yes.
It has text.
So I will go ahead and I will use. Let's see. Hang on. Yeah. I'll go ahead and cast it from the top of my library with Dragon Turtle. So that'll be my one with the multiverse spell. So when it enters the battlefield, tap it, and up to one target an opponent controls, they don't untap during the controller's next untap step. Caleb, I'm going to tap your wall of resistance. It's going to get tapped.
Okay.
Cool. And then look at the top of my library again.
And that was so you had a Ledger Shredder trigger, right?
Yeah, and that's the card. It's an island. It goes down. Because if that was my
I'm
second
just making
cast.
sure for the relevance of smaller share.
Yep, absolutely. I still have that one flow bloating. Golly, what is wrong with me? One
flow bloating.
floating blue. I'll pay 3 more, and I will reattach Nazgul Battle Mace up to Emrith the Desert Doom. Doesn't have haste or anything though yet. And then Caleb, I'm going to swing Ledger Shredder at you, a 7/9 lifelink Death Touch flyer.
I'll block with Fog Bank that says prevent all damage that would be dealt to and by Fog Bank.
That was flying. God damn it! Fucking.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Fog Bank is good.
I have 3 walls that are flying
for only 2 mana.
Good to
also
know.
is in the pre-con for Planeswalker Party.
Oh,
it's in a lot of pre-con, or it used to be at least.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I am done. No cards in hand. I will pass the turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Come on, make your treasure.
Yeah, buddy.
I will play this Slagwoods Bridge. Comes in tapped. I will then.
And Nick, my thing stays tapped on my turn, right?
Correct. It does not untap on their next untap step. Correct.
Okay.
Go 2, 4, 5. Let's play Brash Taunter.
That's a fun card.
Brash Taunter is fun. Whenever Brash Taunter, so he's indestructible, 1/1. Whenever he's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target opponent. Pay 2 in a red, tap, and Brash Taunter fights another target creature. How cool is that? Rhythm of the Wild will trigger. I'm actually going to have Brash Taunter gain haste.
Josh, you're willing to fight all. You're willing to fight any of my walls. You're welcome to.
Okay.
They will deal all of their
Don't know if I
non-existent power to Brash Hunter.
Yeah, I mean that's cool and all, but I think what I want to do is move to combat. And I'm going to swing Brash Taunter at Nick.
Relevant, it does get +2/+0.
Oh, yes. So, yep, Brash Taunter coming in, Nick. It is a 3/1 indestructible.
I'm just going to take 3.
Good call.
Cool.
When I can block it and give it enough damage, and you can target Swan, I'll block it so you can hit Swan in the face with all that damage. But as of right now,
Second main.
I'm not doing anything over here.
Tap 4. Recast Tarn Mauler.
That's
That
the
is
problem,
my second
Swan. You're
spell.
not doing anything.
draw, discard an
Yes.
island.
Okay.
All right.
Nick, you're going to pay for that draw since you have open mana?
Yep, I'm going to pay for that draw.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Yeah, that's going to be my turn. Pass.
All right. Untap. Draw. Not ideal. All right. I'm going to tap coin and draw a card, and everybody else may draw a card if they would like.
I will absolutely draw a card.
Absolutely. Because I
And
also
life.
gain a life, too.
Anybody
And
going
you
to
know
pay
what?
for those draws?
No, you may draw or make your treasure off of me.
I'm paying for it.
Okay. I'll get 3 treasures. And
I think that's right.
I'll play this Forbidden Orchard as land for turn.
Is that the one that makes the spirits?
Yes, whenever I tap Forbidden Orchard for mana, put a +1/+1 spirit creature token into play under target opponent's control.
Yeah, it's a colorless spirit, non-flying.
You know what? I don't have a lot to do, so I'm just going to pass my turn right now and draw a card. And I'll put this
All right.
into
Yeah, I'll draw a card and I can't pay for it.
Okay, and I can put a land, correct, onto the battlefield?
Yes, you can draw
Yes.
or put a land.
I will put Bonder's Enclave onto the battlefield.
I'm going to put Racer's Ring onto the battlefield.
All right. I didn't pay attention, but anybody who drew a card off of coin did gain a life.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody upped their life total or not.
I did.
I think. All right, you still done, Swan?
Yes, I am done.
Cool. Draw. Actually, I would draw another one from your turn, which you can make a dude or treasure because of the smuggler share at your end step. So
You are correct.
still no lands. This is obviously not ideal.
You for Mana Flare?
Yeah.
I said yay for Mana Flare.
Yeah. So I'm gonna cast Plague on. And I'll draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. No, I'm not paying for any of them.
Okay. I'm going to say $1 million question.
6.
What's fun is I have a lot of mana and literally nothing to do with it.
I'm gonna play Sea of Clouds and not give you all a chance to concede, so suck it.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna do things. I'll have a white floating. I'm gonna cast Idyllic Tutor.
Okay. Dig through time. We'll go to my graveyard, and I will put a +1/+1.
Mm-hmm. I must have missed it. There it is. I'm gonna grab High Alert. I'm gonna cast High Alert. Technically, I already have another wall from the card draw. I missed the trigger, but we'll just resolve it here in a second. There we go. Another wall. I'll put a card up for a shuffle. All right,
High Alert's what you tutored for, right?
Yes, and play.
Okay.
Okay, that's good for later. Then I'll just tap this for Assemble the Players. Assemble the Players says cast or look at the top card of my library at any time. Once during each of your turns, you can cast a creature spell with power 2 or less from the top of my library. All right. And I'm going to move to combat.
What's fun about this is you don't get any benefit of dodging.
Why is that?
Because it's +2/+0 until end of turn.
Oh, that's true.
And they're assigning damage based on their toughness.
True. And because it's funny, I'm going to attack Josh with this Wall of Frost. I have Exalted triggers. So let's see. Is it creature with defender or creature to control with defender? Yes. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. I have 7. So this is currently attacking as a 14, 15 power wall. No, 14 power wall.
Gross.
I have showed you my wall. Please respond, Josh.
I think you broke Josh.
Apparently.
Yeah.
And people just don't respond well to getting attacked by a wall of frost. There's his hand.
He's. Yep.
It looks like he took the damage.
We can't hear you, Josh. Just FYI.
How about now?
Yep. There
There
we
we
go.
go.
There we go.
There we go. Okay. So, yeah, I'm taking it. My dilemma was I could block with freelance muscle and it gets +X where it's the greatest, power of toughness, which is Tar and Mauler, but it wasn't enough to do what I wanted. So,
Yeah. All right, I have to
SOL.
I have to move to instep, and I'm going to discard some cards because that's how the game works. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12,
667
13.
Omega MTG. Thanks for joining in. Definitely appreciate it. Welcome.
So it's really funny, and I wanted to play it, but I don't think this is the game for it. One of the cards I'm going to discard is called Fortified Arena or Fortified Area. It says all walls you control gain banding and +1/+0.
Oh,
What is what is banding? That's a term I don't know yet. And
that is a very old mechanic. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Creatures attack or block as one unit, and you get to assign how the damage is dealt among your creatures, or you decide how the damage is dealt among opponent's creatures. It's attacking wise, it's a lot less relevant now that we have the new damage dealt rule, but it used to be somewhat relevant. But also, the way it works is if all your creatures attack with banding, your opponent can just block them with one creature. Like, if you're attacking with 20 creatures in a band, they still can be blocked by one. So it's an ability they've retired just because it was bad and confusing. I'm still discarding. I'm going to discard Wall of 1,000 Cuts. I also discarded Living Wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to discard Enlightened Tutor, one of my game changer cards. I'm going to discard Path to Exile. I have... Oh, man. Not having infinite hand size sucks. And while it's funny, I think it's the worst card in my hand. Scars of the Veteran. Pass. This is from the same cycle of cards as Force of Will.
Oh.
It prevents damage to it prevents up to 7 damage to a source, and for every 1 damage prevented this way, if it's a creature, I put +0/+1 counters on it equal to the damage prevented.
Nice.
I found this in Tanner's collection, and I'm like, I'm putting this in there, and he's like, go for it.
I think I was sitting next to you when you found that.
Yeah, you did. You were. Yeah, it's hilarious. This is from the same cycle as Force of Will.
Yeah.
And Pyrokinesis and Contagion. I don't remember what the green one does, but it's probably not good.
Gonna scry, tap in Rivendell to scry 2. And then, let's see, I am going to move to combat, and I'm going to swing Imrith the Desert Doom at Josh. 5/5, Menace, Death Touch, Annihilator 1.
And I missed, did you pay for your draw?
yes, I'm going to pay for my draw.
All right. So with the Annihilator trigger on the stack, I will tap the Ornithopter of Paradise floating in green, sacrifice it to the Annihilator trigger, and then I'm going to cast Fog.
Okay.
All right. Then I'm going to go ahead in my turn, and yeah, your guys go.
So I looked at
I'm
the
stepping
green.
away. I will not block anything. You can swing out at me if you want to, Josh.
Okay. So I looked at the green card from Alliances. Bounty
Yeah.
of the Hunt. You may exile a green card from your hand rather than pay its spell's mana cost. Distribute 3 +1/+1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures for each 1/1 counter you put. Remove a counter from that creature at the beginning of the next end step.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That's why it's bad. It's a temporary buff.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah. I have a feeling I actually missed some cast triggers because I was looking up that card for Taran Muller.
Yeah.
My
I think
bad.
Nick cast 2 spells too, didn't he? So do I draw? Did he cast 2 spells?
I don't think
No, he
did.
scried with Rivendell and that's it. Okay, so no.
Okay. Okay, untap, upkeep, draw. I will draw for turn. Make a treasure.
Woohoo!
I will play a forest. All right. Time to do some janky shit.
Doo-da, doo-da.
Going to tap Racer's Ring
That's exactly where my
and
brain
the
went. Swan.
bridge for 4 green to cast Wild Heart Invoker.
Hey, that's pay 8. Target creature gets +5/+5.
Yes, sir, and gains trample till end of turn.
Yeah.
I'm going to give, because of
The
Rise,
invokers are such an interesting cycle.
I'm going to give them a +1/+1 counter. I'm going to.
Welcome back, Nick.
Yep.
Josh
Actually,
played an invoker.
Okay, cool.
All right, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. I am first. What's the biggest, the most power on the board right now?
I have literally no power on the board.
Well,
My
yeah,
biggest is a 5, but it can't be targeted.
So it's
Oh,
probably
because your
it's
stuff
probably
can't
ledger,
be-
it's probably Ledger Shredder because it's an 8/9 or 8/10. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, you know what? I think what we're going to do first is tap for 2 and a red. I'm going to tap the Brash Taunter, and I'm going to have Brash Taunter fight your Ledger Shredder. So it's
Okay.
doing how much damage to it? 9?
It has
8?
9 damage. Yep. Or yeah, 8.
8?
Do I get the lifelink trigger off that? I can't remember.
You do, because it
Yep.
is dealing it to Brash Taunter.
Yep.
All right.
So 8 damage is being done to Brash Taunter. So because of that, I'm going to have that 8 damage go to Swan's face.
Ow.
Cool.
All right.
We can keep doing that the whole game if you want, Josh. I'll leave this Ledger Shredder here for you to do that.
I'm sure he'll even grow the Ledger Shredder.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to actually before should I do that? Yeah. I'm going to swing. You still have a lot of life, so we're going to do this. I'm going to have Freelance Muscle come at Nick, but I'm going to maintain priority. I'm going to tap 8 to give the Freelance Muscle +5/+5, and then with the buff from Swan, so this will be 5, 6, 7. So it's getting +7 +5, so it's 11. It is a 22.
Where's my backpack?
Oh my god, math.
Well, I mean, if
22-20 with trample.
okay. I mean, I'm just gonna take 22 and go to 34. Because what's going to be really funny, Josh, is when you and I are dead, then we have walls and you can't attack me, and so the game is going to likely end in a stalemate.
No, true. But hey, I did 22 damage. I think that's quite the hit.
It's quite the hit.
I had to bring your life total down to the rest of us.
Well, and unfortunately, what I'm realizing is I actually could have countered your fog, but again, first time running the deck, didn't think about it.
That's fair.
That's fair. All right. Yeah, that's all I can do. Pass the turn.
All right. I'll untap coin. Draw a turn. I'm going to go ahead and tap coin again. Which way I may draw a card.
Yep, I will happily do that and gain a life.
Okay. Anybody not paying for their draws?
I'm not paying.
I have plenty of mana, so I'm going to pay for my draw.
Okay. Good plan.
Okay.
Swan, if it's that difficult of a choice, you should probably just pass the turn, bud.
I could, but on the other hand, no.
Fair. All right.
All right. I'm going to sack 5 treasures. Venture's Journal.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead because I think it's going to be funny. I'm going to play Lotus Field, and I'm going to go ahead and play Whirlwind Denial. So start burning some treasures. For each spell and ability your opponent controls, counter it unless it pays for it. Yep.
That, and I'm going to counterspell that.
All right.
Storm count of 3.
Then I'll pay 3, 4, 5 more treasure.
By the way, Nick, I'm proud of you for playing blue. I just want you to
Seaborn Muse.
Yep.
I like the deck. I'm not good enough at piloting right now with all this BS going on at the bottom of the screen here. So it's all good. I'm definitely going to run Nightmare on Planet bullshit next. So I'm going to inflict as much pain and misery upon the board as I can.
1, 2.
With us switching to a tinted family-friendly stream, should we change the name of the deck? I just realized that.
1, 2, and 1 for Chromatic Lantern.
No. Shit is almost acceptable. I didn't name it something else, so yeah, it's fair. It stays the same.
And then 1, 2.
And you play 2. There's a ledger. Hey, it's an island. It goes to the great.
And then I'm going to play Kodama's Reach.
Sure.
2 basics. Plains for 1. And Mountain for the other, which will go to my hand.
Okay.
I really just wanted the shuffle.
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 Extra points if you get that reference to anyone watching.
Well then.
Just accidentally cheat stuff onto the board here. And I will move to end step. And then I will draw a card and then put a land onto the battlefield.
So I have a couple triggers. I get to draw a card from Smuggler's Share. I still can't pay. and then I will choose to put a land into play from K&T, which
I'll
is
put a
Bloodstone
land.
Burge.
I'll play Hall. I'll put Hall of the Storm Giants into the battlefield.
Okay.
I too will put a land. Carpoosin Forest.
Hey, Swan, how many cards do you have in hand?
Currently, I have 2.
Okay. I believe this
I feel
now
like you
untaps,
need a
correct,
space
Nick?
for your
It does now untap.
D20
Yes, correct.
to show how many cards you have in hand. You really should bring that out.
Draw. Hey, that's actually really good. I'm going to play Deserted Beach. And no, Swan, you can have the treasure. All right. I'm going to float a blue and a white. And I'm going to cast Angelic Shield. Creatures I control get +0/+1. Sacrifice it, return target creature to its owner's hand.
Okay.
I apologize for this, but it's going to be what has to happen. There's white. I'm going to cast Fell the Mighty, targeting my Wall of Frost. So destroy each creature with power greater than 0.
Okay.
Oh.
I missed the trigger. My stuff would have untapped, but it's not gonna make a difference.
Okay. Yeah.
I draw a card. Make
Okay.
Brash Taunter does survive. Lucky me.
Hey.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The little gobbo that could. That was probably a good thing because I could have killed someone next turn.
Well, also it allows us all to attack 1.
Yep.
Yes. Very. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which I'm sure the walls are going to do that.
I mean, I'm at the second to lowest life total, so.
I'm going to play Shield Wall Sentinel. I had to do it that way because this has 1 power. So it lets me search my library for a Defender card. That's a really tempting one, but I don't think I'm going to get that. That's possible. No, it's not that efficient. I'm going to grab Crystal Barricade.
That's such a good one. That's the one that gives you hexproof?
Correct. All right. I'm going to cast...
had some amazing cards.
Crystal Barricade, and I am floating a white and a blue, which I will use to cast Flumph.
Nice.
Alright, I'm going to move to combat. I'm going to swing Plague on at Swan. I'm down to 5 cards in hand.
Only Plague on?
Only Plague on. I have triggers. So every defender I have has Exalted, which means when a creature attacks alone, that creature gets +1/+1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then he gets an extra +1 from this. So you are currently being attacked by a 15 power or 15 toughness Plague on.
Okay. I'll respond.
Okay.
And 1, 2, 3, 4.
I just wanted to see if I could try to kill him with commander damage.
Comeuppance.
What is that?
Prevent all damage that would be dealt to you and planeswalkers you control this turn by sources you don't control. If damage from a creature is prevented from a creature source is prevented this way, Comeuppance deals that much damage to that creature. If damage from a non-creature source is prevented this way, comeuppance deals that much damage to the source's controller.
Okay. So like my died.
Hold on.
Well, actually, no, it doesn't do anything. Prevent all damage that would, or prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to creatures you control. It's just a fog.
Yeah.
Now I'm glad I got the crystal
I can
barricade.
make it. Let's see. If damage from a creature source is prevented this way, it deals that much damage to the creature.
Yeah.
You're welcome to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
This is no. Fast priority. So does that mean that it ends up going to his face?
No, it just doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything. It just essentially it's just preventing the damage to me right now.
Okay. That was gross.
And I'm done.
All right. I will do some stuff. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. This has not gone my way. Ledger Shredder kind of backfired on me, honestly, with all the discarding.
Yeah, Ledger Shredder is one of those cards. It's really good, but it's kind of a double-edged sword. I see it a lot in CEDH decks, but it's obviously better in decks that will play cards like Underworld Breach and things where you can get them back from the graveyard. So,
okay. I mean, so I'll go ahead and I'll pay 4, 6, 8, 10 to recast Emerith. With one floating, I'll play a blue and float a blue to scry 2.
almost got my back there.
I will then go ahead and let's see. I've got 1 blue left floating. I will tap that plus Bounder's Enclave. That's 2 colorless, 1 blue, and right. It will still add colorless, won't it, or will it not add 2 colorless?
For what? Soaring?
No, mana for Bounder's Enclave because it's a add 1 colorless, so it's adding 2, correct?
Yes,
because of
correct.
Mana Flare. Thank you. I'll use that to attach the Annihilator Nazgul Battle Mace back to him. Then I will tap 2 to play Academy Lore Master. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player may draw an additional card. If they do, spells they cast cost 2 more to cast that turn.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right. And let's see. I've got 2 floating for Hall of the Storm Giants. So I'll just go ahead and attach Basilisk Collar to Emerith as well, just to give him lifelink and a double instance of Death Touch. And that is the end of my turn. I will pass the turn.
All right. Untap. Upkeep. I will draw 2. All right.
Are you paying for either of those?
Nope.
Okay.
So spells now cost you 2 more?
Yeah. Correct.
Yep. Okay.
But
And that's
with the Mana Flare, it's... All right. So let's go. So the 2 for that, 2 for the tax, 2 for the commander tax. Recast General Marholt. I'm going to give General Marholt haste. I will tap 6 to cast Horde Hauler. So Horde Hauler is the vehicle. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, I create a treasure token for each artifact they control. Right. So I'm going to crew because I can crew this and attack now, correct?
If the vehicle has haste, yes.
So because this doesn't have haste,
Correct.
but would Rhythm of the Wild affect that?
No, because it doesn't see it as a creature.
Damn. Okay. All right. Well, General Marholt does have haste, so I'm going to get the shot in while I can. General Marholt is coming at Swan, and Brash Taunter is coming at Nick.
Brash Taunter's how big right now?
A 1/1, indestructible.
I'll block it, gain 1 life, and let you fling that 1 wherever you'd like to.
Well, how much damage is being done to it?
Oh, it's 5.
5?
Yep.
Okay. 5 will go. Oh, I can't target. Damn it! I can't target freaking Caleb.
Yep. The amount of Pello 40ness here is pretty stupid, I have to say.
Yeah, it's gross. Well, to help the game progress, Nick, you'll go ahead and take the 5.
Okay. I didn't even build this as a pillow fort deck. This is just like the one pillow. These two.
No, but
their walls.
And then let's.
From now on, when you run walls, I'm going to run Arabella, so I can literally just drain you with life.
Yep. All right. Yeah, that's going to be my turn. Pass.
All right.
At your end step, I get a draw from Smuggler Share.
Okay. You gonna pay for that?
Nope.
Okay. I'm gonna gain 2 life. Draw a card. Okay. I'm gonna pay 3. Play Horn of Greed. Whenever a player plays a land, that player draws a card.
Notably, that is just playing a land, not having land enter, so fetch lands won't draw you 2 cards.
Yes, it will also not work off of my commander.
Correct.
I'm going to play a mountain. Draw a card. So I'm going to pay 6. Consecrated Sphinx.
Yep.
Sure, bud.
And
Oh, and Caleb, just so you know, I did take care of the spam comment. You don't need to worry about it. It's on my blue bonnet. Oh yeah.
And then I'll pay 1, 2, and a white. I'll float 1 white. I'm going to play Orzhov Advocus. At the beginning of my upkeep, each player may put 2+1/+1 counters on a creature they control. If a player does this, creatures that player controls cannot attack me or planeswalkers I control until next turn.
Yep.
I'm going to use the white floating and a red, a blue, and green. And I'll use some of the floating mana off of that for the commander tax. And cast my commander.
Yep.
My lands are a disorganized mess right now. It's driving me nuts. I'll fix that in a minute. And then on my end step, I'll move to end step.
Okay.
And I will draw a card. And since I drew this land, I'll put this land on the battlefield. And since I put that land onto the battlefield, I do not draw a card because Horn of Green doesn't work.
Okay.
I will put a land into play.
I will draw a card.
Okay. Are you going to pay for your draw?
Nope.
Okay. I'm going to draw 2 cards off of Consecrated Sphinx.
Yeah.
I will draw and then I will pay.
Okay. I'm going to draw 2 more cards off of Consecrated Sphinx.
Yep. So you have 4 cards in hand now, Swan?
I have 4 cards in hand. That is correct.
Okay. All right, untap. During my upkeep, I'm going to float 4 white. I'm going to cast Stroke of Midnight on Privileged Position. Destroy target permanent, you get a 1/1 mouse token.
Jesus Christ. The game's got to end at some point, guys. I'm sorry, but
In response, because I want to keep Privileged Position, I'm going to tap out.
Sure. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I'll let that.
I'm going to draw 2 cards off of your draw per turn.
I haven't drawn yet.
Oh, never mind. Thought you did.
That's why I did that during upkeep.
Right.
So now you're face out and you don't get a draw. Ha, sucker.
That's true. I don't.
Play my land for turn as a plains.
Yeah, but now Mana Flare's off the field for the moment.
Yep. I'll play an Arcane Signet. I'll pay 2 Arcane Signet for white. Wall of Essence. Trigger Ramus. And then draw a card. That's right. That's what that is. Okay. I'm going to play my land. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm going to move to combat. Josh, I'm attacking you with a flump.
Okay. Yeah, I can't block that. So I'm taking how much?
So it's base 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
You can't do one more?
Down to 1.
No. Unfortunately.
Ouch. That hurt.
Yeah, I'll pass the turn.
All right. I'll untap, and I will draw. I will play a Reliquary Tower for turn.
Mm-hmm.
Since I am tapped out, I'm going to step away for a second.
Sure.
More like he's phased out.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and pay 3 to cast Forebear's Blade.
Okay.
I'll pay 3 to attach it to Imrith. So he now has Vigilance and Trample and +3/+0. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'll pay 2 to play Deduce, which I have to say that's a really pretty foil from Karloff Manor, I have to say.
Yeah, I like that card a lot too. It's like 2 mana and it's 2 cards.
Yeah, you get to draw a card, and I get to investigate, make a clue token.
Yep, which I'll draw a card at your end step.
Yes, you will. And I don't have a clue here at the moment, so we'll just make this my clue. This is a clue. All right, and then I am going to try to help out a little bit. God, I really want to frickin' draw cards, but
I mean, now's the time to do it because Swan doesn't have Con Sphinx up.
I have returned. I also don't have Smothering Tithe up.
All right. Well, I'm gonna pay 2, and I'm going to resculpt exile target artifact or creature, and I'm gonna resculpt your Crystal Barricade to a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token.
Okay.
All right, and then I'm gonna pay 2 remaining to stack my clue and go draw a card.
Okay.
And I will go ahead and move to combat. I'm going to skip combat, Josh.
I very much appreciate that.
And I'm going to pass the turn to you.
All right.
Draw your end step.
Oh, yeah.
My end step draw?
Yeah, because you drew 2 or more cards, so Smuggler share.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right. Okay, I will play Mountain. I'm gonna pay. Let's tap this force for colorless to red green. I'm gonna tap sack the Racer's Ring to draw a card.
Okay. Put a Smuggler's share delayed trigger on the stack.
Wait, what?
I have a delayed trigger for Smuggler share now. You drew 2
yeah.
cards during your turn, so.
I think. How many artifacts do you have there, Caleb?
2. 3. Ramus is an artifact to 2. Or 4. Well, yep, I have 4.
Real shit. Swan phasing out really screwed up what I wanted to do.
Me too. I was going to attack him and not you.
I was going to get a whole shit ton of treasures off of Horde Hauler.
I'm really happy I could ruin everyone's day.
Yeah, thank you. Where's the doc? Hold on. That's how I feel. Cool. Yeah, I will just move through phases. Move to the end step. Caleb, you have trigger. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna pass turn. So.
Okay, tap. In my upkeep, before my draw, I'm going to cast Enlightened Tutor.
Sure.
Okay.
What could you possibly want?
I actually don't know.
If I had to guess, Ghostly Prison. Probably.
No, I mean, yes, but no.
See, the thing about Ghostly Prison is I'm only attacking with 1 creature at a time. I can easily pay for that.
Yeah.
Right now, I need a way to make it through the Consphinx. Which was my plan, had he not just tapped out in response to my Stroke of Midnight.
Maybe that.
It's a fun card, but I don't know how useful it's going to be.
Definitely this. Solitary Confinement.
Okay.
All right, so hang on a second. You're phased back in, correct?
I am phased back in.
Yeah, but he's putting this on top of his library, Nick. He's not casting it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Never mind.
You will want to do something when he casts it, though, because that will effectively end the game.
I can stop it. Maybe. I mean, it depends how many counterspells Swan has in hand.
Well, we still have other upkeep triggers. Hold on. Back up. Before you draw that, because you still have your other creature upkeep, the Orzhov Advocist.
That is correct. I do.
I will decline that.
I will decline as well.
I too am going to decline.
Okay. Good. Draw. Okay.
When you're looking at this card.
I'm going to play a land per turn. Draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
Then let's see here. Oh, I had I had 3 cards in hand at my upkeep, so gain 3 life.
Yep.
I'm gonna pay 4 just because it's easier to take those down. Play the second Doctor. Players have no max hand size. At the beginning of my end step, each player may draw a card. Each opponent who does can't attack me or permanents I control during their next turn.
Sure.
I will then.
How many cards do you have in hand now, Swan?
I have 2.
Okay.
I will play Plains. It doesn't matter for 2. I'll have 1 floating again. Doesn't matter. I am going to attempt to cast Solitary Confinement.
I'll tap Rivendell for 2, and I'll negate that.
I'm going to tap Rejuvenating Springs for 2 and Mana Drain.
Yep. Well, there you go. I don't need a fucking bird. All right. We're approaching almost 2 hours of this game, guys. So is anyone here within a position to win the game? Because I am happy to, within a turn, just make a decision to start reducing the amount of players in it here.
I don't know if we can stop this because we have to get rid of the consinks so he can't draw extra cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to let him do solitary confinement stuff. I don't run Cyclonic
Position first.
Yeah, and I don't run Cyclonic Rift in this deck because it's
I think he's got a
low power
lock on the
deck.
game.
Yep. I mean, if we're just at that point, let's just. I mean, it's up to you guys, but I don't know that I have anything because Cyclonic Rift is not a card that I had, so I don't have it in this deck, and it's definitely going to be a long-term card for this deck if I want it.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point,
I'm good to concede. Well done,
Yep.
Swan.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Thank you.
I was going to at least attempt to murder someone, but sure.
And
did I even have an answer?
So I had
my next
Constrictronic
couple of
Wave.
draws would have been Command Sphere,
get a lot.
Master of Ceremonies, Reflecting Palm.
Yeah.
Swan, you have Shroud, right? With solitary confinement?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So that wouldn't have worked.
All right. For those watching, give us a hot minute. We're going to change decks, probably hydrate, go scream into a pillow, something. But either way, hang tight. We'll be right back.
Yeah, I had no answer to that board state.
All right, we are back. Welcome to game 2. We're hydrated, refreshed. Our brains are here. We'll just leave it at that. But as always, we've got a horror movie pick, and then we got something new for you. So first, movie pick from Metal Nick. Go.
Well, we were just in the desert with my commander, so I figured why not do Bone Tomahawk? This is a delightful, family-friendly film from 2015, directed by Craig Zahler. This movie, starring Kurt Russell, Patrick Wilson, Matthew Fox, Richard Jenkins. I mean, this film is this is one of those ones that is, at times it is like one of the best westerns you've ever seen, and then at times it is going to be one of the most brutal horror film experiences you've ever seen. It definitely takes a cue from, of course, the classic John Ford film The Searchers, where you basically have a group of men who've been assembled to go find some people who have been taken from their town. In this case, the people who took them are a bunch of savage cannibals, and believe me, when they find them, things aren't going to be pretty at all. It's a savage movie. It is incredibly violent, as Craig Zahler's films typically tend to be. But if you can stomach some pretty intense and savage gore near the end of the film, and you enjoy Western films, I would highly recommend Bone Tomahawk.
Nice. So we were discussing before stream, talking about like the new logo and stuff like that, and Caleb had made an interesting comment and realized that we're going to add something new for the channel for our streams that involves each and every one of you. So I'm going to hand it over to Caleb to explain the rest.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. So what I'm going to be doing is a weekly Magic trivia bit. I have been playing this game for almost 18 years, and being, a nerd, I like to read about the history of things, and I've learned a lot about Magic. So what we're going to do is we're going to just have a weekly trivia one, and then we will have you all comment what you think the answers are. Please don't use Google. Most of these would be available in there, but what's the fun in that? So it's like a trivia contest. It's not a Google contest. So accept the prizes knowing that you got it right. I will try to remember to announce the answers, and then the first person we see in the comments section each week to as the winner. But you're all winners. So the first one is going to be pretty easy. I had actually mentioned it previously before on one of our streams, but it's going to be what 2 cards were left off the alpha print run that were only printed in beta forward. One of them is a reserve list card, and one of them is not. So what 2 cards were left off the alpha print run?
I like it. Make sure to leave that in the comments. And yeah, we'll announce the winner on Thursday of next week. So, all right. So, game 2. Everybody else has their commander up and their opening hand, except for me. And there's a reason for this. So, I built a deck where I have 3 possible commanders. The deck is supposed to work with any one of these. So what I do is I'm going to roll a d6, let the dice decide who the commander is, shuffle the other 2 back in, and go.
Now, Josh, so if I may, I would like to request that I can roll the d6 because I have this amazingly cool figured d6 that I think really fits the theme of your deck, if you don't mind. So I'd be happy to roll for you.
Of course, Nick, coming in here with the big dice energy. Yeah, go for it. So I got Timuret the Murder King, Yuri, Master of the Review, or Judith, the Scourge Diva. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, so here we go. Big dice. It's a 1. No, it's not. It's 4. It's 4. Sorry. It's figured.
So, Yuri, Master of the Review, will be my commander for the deck.
All right.
Yeah,
this was very pretty foil you got there, by the way, of that.
Oh, yes.
Is that the Halo foil?
The Halo foil from March of the Machines. Yep. yeah, it was quite a challenge building the deck in such a way that either any of those could be run as the commander. So, yeah, good times.
Dig it.
4, 8, 2. Give me a moment here. Oh, yep. Oh, God. Do I really want to? Yeah. We'll give that a go. Hopefully that doesn't bite me in the ass.
Oh, God.
On that note, yeah, I'll take my turn, and then you guys can decide, or you can announce who you're playing. Any pregame actions?
None.
Nope.
You're good.
All right. I'm going to play this Rocky Tar Pit. Comes in tapped. Caleb.
All right. I am playing Stellarly Wildcard. You've seen me play this deck on the channel. I still have not modified it yet, so it is still the stock precon with some better arts of cards that came in the precon. I do intend to modify it. The first card I'm adding is Twisted Fealty because I'm a monster, but I don't have one in my possession yet, even though it's like a 60-cent card. It's a common from Eldraine. Just all of my commons and uncommons are over at a friend's house, so we cast Faithless Looting. Draw 2, discard 2.
Yep.
Discard a Mountain and a Vandal Blast, and I'll pass.
All right. I am running my modified Endless Punishment precon. It's heavily modified. I really don't think it's much of a precon anymore. It is Volgavoth, Harrower of Souls. Technically, it only has one tutor in it and no game changers. So, although House Shieldred the Apocalypse is not a game changer, I'm not sure, but currently is not. But I promise you this is a pretty disgusting deck. So, I'm going to draw for turn. I'm going to go ahead and play a Bloodstained Mire. I'm going to tap sack. I will lose a life in a second. I'm actually going to lose 3 life because I'm going to go ahead and get my Blood Crypt. There's my Blood Crypt. I am going to let it enter untapped. So I will deduct myself here shortly for the 3 life that I'm currently losing, but I am going to have a first game action. It's not a Soul Ring. I'm going to tap it, and I'm going to go ahead and play Cataract Parasite. Whenever an opponent draws a card, if you control a red permanent, you may have Cataract Parasite deal 1 damage to that player. I will lose my 3 life, and I will pass the turn.
All right, untap. Let's keep draw. I will play a Gone Gate. Gates I control enter the battlefield untapped. Then I can tap to add colorless or tap to add 1 mana of any color that a gate I control could produce. And then I'm going to sack the Tar Pit. And I thought, not that one. Not that one. I know I've got a mountain swamp in here. Yep. Geothermal bog. And then, is that all I can do? Yep, that's all I can do. I will pass turn.
Draw.
I really like Gone Gate. I think it's a great card.
Sulfur Falls, and then I'm going to play Goblin Electromancer. Instant sorcery spells I cast cost 1 less to cast, and I'll pass turn.
Cool. Untap, draw for turn. I'm going to play a Black Cleave Cliffs. I'll just, for kicks and giggles, ping Josh for 1. And I will pass the turn.
Cool. Jerk. Just kidding. You'll just suffer tomorrow at the league.
I probably will, because I'll probably be stuck in a 3-hour game. So, yeah, I will probably suffer.
Woof.
For what?
Just the game last week that I was in the first place table, and it went on forever. It was like 3 hours, and
Yeah.
I was just disgusted and like, can we just be done? I don't care. This is a competition. I'm tired. It's 3 hours. I want to play a different game. You know.
It was rough.
Yeah.
Restless Vince comes in tapped. Not going to really do anything. Cool. Pass turn.
Okay.
I think this deck would be borderline bracket 1.
Temple. I don't want that. No. And then I'm playing Thunderclap Drake. Flying. Instant sorceries, 1 less to cast. Pay 3, sacrifice it. When I cast my next instant or sorcery spell, copy it for each time you've cast your commander. Pass turn.
Cool. All right. I will draw for turn. I'm going to play a mountain. I am going to go ahead and tap 1, 2, 3. I'm going to play Screaming Nemesis. Haste, when it's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target. If that player is dealt damage this turn, they can't gain life for the rest of the game. And Caleb, I'm going to swing a 3/3 with haste at you.
37.
Pass turn. I do now control a red permanent, so Kedrick will now be triggering on draws.
All right.
Yes.
So I will draw for turn.
Take 1 damage.
Yep.
It is a May ability, so. Yeah.
All right. I will play an Evolving Wilds as my land for turn. And believe it or not, I too can lead the pain train. What I'm going to do is tap 2 and cast my commander, Yuri, Master of the Review. Whenever I sacrifice a permanent, I put a 1/1 counter on Yuri. And then whenever Yuri dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target.
Cool.
Okay. And then I'm going to sacrifice the Evolving Wilds, put a counter on Yuri, and I'm going to go get me a swamp and then pass the turn.
Draw step. Draw. Okay.
That's what we call sequencing.
Yep, you will take a life there, Caleb, if you haven't already.
I have not. How many cards do you both have in hand?
So
5.
I have still 7.
Cool. I'm going to pay 3 because this costs 2 less. I'm going to cast Rousing Refrain. So I'm going to add a red mana for each card in Josh's hand, and then it suspends itself with 3 counters.
That is
so
such
7
a good
red.
card.
Nice.
I'll go down to 3. Cast Stormkill Artist. And then I have 3 red floating, and there's a blue. This is reduced by 4 because I have 2 instant sorceries in my graveyard. I'm going to cast Eris, Roar of the Storm. This card casts 2 less for each different mana value among instants and sorceries, so it actually does not work that way. So it was just for each instant and sorcery. In that case, I'll cast Stella. And I'll let the last red go, and I'll pass the turn.
Okay. I will untap, keep, and I will draw. I'll play a mountain. I will tap 4 to bring out Volgaboth, the Harrower of Souls. And I will go ahead and send Screaming Nemesis at you, Josh.
It is a 3/3.
Correct.
I'll take the 3.
Cool. And then I will pass the turn.
All right. Untap. Upkeep. Draw.
And you will take 1 damage off of Karasek. That will put a +1/+1 counter on Volgaboth, and I will draw a card.
All right. I'm going to play Temple of the False God. It is currently now online because I have 5 or more lands.
All right.
Let's first go. So I'm going to tap the Temple of the False God for 2 colorless.
Yep.
And then black, red for Lagamos, Hand of Hatred.
Nice.
At the beginning of combat, I create a 2/1 red elemental creature token with trample and haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Then I can search my library for a card, put it into my hand, then shuffle. But I have to activate. I can only activate that if 5 or more creatures died that turn. Still a colorless floating. Colorless and black for Phyrexian Ghoul. Can sacrifice a creature. Phyrexian Ghoul gets +2/+2 till end of turn.
Nice.
Let's move to combat.
Spell Table thinks it's a weird version of Tropical Island.
Oh, God, I wish. But then I get questions like, why am I running blue in a Rakdos deck?
And green.
Yeah. What to...
Now it thinks it's one of the APAC islands. It's really determined that this card is blue.
Okay, so I'm going to use this energy to represent the 2/1 red elemental creature token.
Okay.
I am going to not attack. So move through combat. Not going to do anything during the second main. Beginning of the end step, I will sacrifice the elemental, put a counter on Yuri, and pass the turn.
All right. Upkeep, remove a time counter from Rousing Refrain. Draw a card.
Take 1 damage. I'll draw a card and put +2.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to pay 4 into X for Curse of Swine. I'm going to exile 4 target creatures. For each creature exiled this way, its controller creates a 2/2 green boar. Screaming Nemesis, Cataract Parasite, Jury, and your other legendary creature, Josh.
Okay, with that on the stack, I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice both to Phyrexian Ghoul.
Okay.
When I do that, we'll do 3 damage to you, which is Yuri's power.
Okay, and I make a treasure from that dude. Okay.
And then we get how many? We each get a boar or something?
Boar for each creature you got exiled, so you get 2 boars. Josh gets 0.
I get 0. But the Phyrexian Ghoul, I should note, is now a +6/+6.
That's fine. I'm going to pass the turn.
All right.
I guess I could have sequenced that Lagamos first, get the counter, then Yuri, which would have done just 1 more damage to you.
Yeah.
I'm going to play Blazemire Verge.
Yep.
I'm going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to play Spiteful Visions.
Oh, God.
I just got rid of the thing that causes pain for drawing.
Yep. Trust me, there's more of that where that came from. And then, Caleb, what do you have flying right now?
My Drake.
Your 2-1 Drake. Well, I'm going to send a 6/6 Volgavoth at you.
Sure. At least this one hurts you, too. Okay. Yeah, don't take 6. Go to 26.
Yep. And then I will pass the turn.
Cool.
Hey, Josh, I just noticed you never put your commander in there.
Oh, shit. Damn it. There we go. All right. One more thing to do. I can do that in a moment. All right. Untap. Upkeep. Draw.
All right.
Yes, I will take the 1.
Yep. You take the 1, and then you get to draw another. You will draw an extra card, so you'll take another 1.
Oh, so I get to draw another card? Sweet.
But you draw an additional card.
It's a howling. Yeah.
Yeah. But whenever a player draws a card, Spiteful Vigilance does 1 damage to that player. So yeah, you'll take 2 damage at the start of every turn.
Okay.
It's a Howling Mine plus Underworld Dreams.
Okay. Would any of you like to concede now?
Oh God, no! All right, stop asking. No one else is allowed to ask that question today. No one's conceding. Just play your damn land.
Okay. Luxury Suite.
Good news for you, Nick. The precon didn't come with one, so I can't ask that question.
And I only have 1 or 2 copies of Luxury Suite, and they are not in this deck. So.
And Josh can only play 1 Luxury Suite, so.
Yes,
right.
This is true.
All right, so I'm going to tap 2, 3. Black.
Unless he bounces it to his hand, and it has to play it again.
I'm going to play
Painful
Purple Quandary.
Sweet.
Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player loses 5 life unless they discard a card.
Love it. I run that deck here too. It can be really fun. That card here in this deck.
You run that deck here?
I run that deck here. Yeah.
Yeah. Blue a floating or flew a bloating. Cool. Pass turn.
Cool.
Oh shit! There's my other card.
Apparently, wrong choices were made today. I'm gonna move down 1 counter, draw 2, lose 2.
And I'll put a +1, and I'll draw a card. Sweet.
Win Islands.
There we go. I have my official F6.
Nice.
Let's see how this goes, I guess. Yeah, I think we'll do that. I'm going to cast Talrand. I will lose 5 life. Or wait. No, didn't we establish it doesn't work like that last time? But so no, I don't want to. Do I want to lose 5 life? Because then I get what? But I can do that anyway. No, I'm not going to lose 5 life. But I'm going to discard Lock and Load. It's 4 still. It's expensive, but can't cast another spell, so I'll pass.
Untap. And draw.
Now, Spiteful Visions also hurts you.
That's true. I do draw a card. You are correct, and I draw a second card. Forgot. Yep, and I will take 2. And actually, I'm going to pick up that mountain because I forgot to draw. I'm going to play a swamp. All right, then. I am going to pay 2 and a black. I will discard a card. I'm going to play Orcish Bowmasters.
Oh, God.
I will discard Exotic Orchard to avoid losing the 5 life. And then, Josh, I will swing the 8/8 Valgavoth at you, sir.
Yeah, and that's got flying, correct?
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that hurt.
And I will pass the turn.
Cool.
Get my orc army ready to go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so draw 2.
Draw
lose
2.
2.
Yep. And then when Orcish Bowmasters enters, Caleb take 1 to your face, and that'll mark the first amassing. And then Josh, I'll have you take. You'll take 1 to the face from Orcish Bowmasters.
Okay.
Okay, and then you obviously take the 1 off swipe, or you take the 2 off Spiteful Visions, and I draw a card.
All right. I'm going to play an Opal Palace as my land for turn. And then I'm going to tap the Gone Gate to tap the Opal Palace for black, Temple of the False God, and red. So there's the commander attacks to recast Yuri. And because this is the second time that I've cast Yuri, and because I used Opal Palace, that'll come in with 2 counters on Yuri.
Nice.
I'm going to then yeah, let's do that. I'm going to tap 3. So 1 black for Braid's Arisen Nightmare.
Ooh, nice.
So at the beginning of my end step, I may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, or land, or planeswalker. If I do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, that player loses 2 life, and I draw a card. All right. I'm going to move through combat. Not going to attack. Good Lord, stupid bots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cards in hand. Move to the end step. Braid's trigger. I will sacrifice the Phyrexian Ghoul. Get a counter. So you may sacrifice a creature or lose 2, and I draw a card.
I'll sack one of the things that Caleb gave me, which was a proxy for Lightning Grease.
Okay.
All right.
And Caleb?
I'll lose 2.
Okay, I will draw a card and lose 1 or 2.
You'll lose. You'll lose 2 off of Orcish. Yeah, Orcish Bowmasters and Spiteful Visions. Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Pass turn.
How many cards in hand, Josh?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 cards in hand.
Nick?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Cool. Rousing Refrain goes off during my upkeep. I'll take 5, and I'll make 8 red mana.
All right.
I'll draw 2, take 2. Nick, you have a trigger.
Yep. I'll draw, and then I will uptick Volgaboth.
Using 2 of the 8 floating. Actually, no, let's do it this way. I'm going to cast, or I will use 6 of the 8 floating. Because I now have 3 different mana values, so it's reduced by 6. He costs 10. So I guess I'll have to use 4. So I'll have 4 mana floating. Of Eris, Storm Guy. Roar of the Storm. It costs 2 less for each mana value among instant sorcerers in my graveyard. Flying Prowess. Whenever I cast my second spell, create a 4/4 red dragon elemental creature token with prowess and flying.
Okay.
Nice.
Trigger Painful Quandary.
Yep. I'm going to discard Think Twice. Actually, no, I'm going to discard Izzet Signet, and I'll just cast Think Twice. Nick, you'll have an Orcish Bowmaster trigger.
All right. I will go ahead and I'll have it ping you in the face. And I'll make another, my Orc army will get bigger.
Yeah, I'll have various triggers. So I'll have this one. I can't pay for it, so I have to take 5. So that's going to be a total of 6. I go to 9. I get a Stellar Lead trigger, exile that card, cool. Cast it until my next turn, and then I draw a card and take 1. I'll play the lake. And then I have a dragon token as well, and a Drake token. And I'll just pass.
All right. Untap, upkeep, drawer. All right, I'll play a Witch's Clinic.
That sounds made up.
Is that made up? It's not made up. Then I will go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to play Archfiend of Depravity.
I'm gonna Arcane Denial that.
Okay. Oh, and actually, I should have drawn 2 cards.
Okay.
I have to take 5.
Yeah, and then the trigger on you, Nick, for casting the Archfiend as well.
Trigger on me for Right. I'm going to go ahead and discard Rakdos Charm. Okay. All right. So, yep.
Oh, I make another Drake.
Make another Drake. You got some Drakes there. All right. Let's see here. 2 mana left. Not really. I will just go ahead and pass the turn.
At your end step. I'm going to flashback Think Twice, causing me to lose the game.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, yeah.
And I do not have infinite hand size, so I am gonna discard Combustible Gear Hulk in my end step and
draw 2.
All right, and you'll take 2. I'll draw a card and take 7. Oh, and I should be taking a life off of Spiteful Visions. I think that's been 1, 2, 3.
All right.
I'll say 7 because that feels right.
Let's play a mountain. Let's go with choices. Let's go 1 black-red. I'm going to go ahead and cast Bedevil, targeting Vagavoth.
Okay, that'll cost you 2 life. That's his ward cost.
Okay.
You will die.
Yep. And then I'm going to tap Temple the False God and black-red for Kethic, Crucible Goliath. Yep. So Kethic is at the beginning of my end step. I may sacrifice another creature. If I do, I reveal cards from the top of my library until I reveal a non-legendary creature with lesser mana value and put it on the battlefield.
Okay.
And all right. So you just have the 2 beasts and Orcish Bowmasters and Orc Army.
I have the 2/2. It's a 2/2 beast, a 5/5 Orc Army, and Orcish Bowmasters. Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to attack.
Okay.
Beginning of the end step. So I've got a couple triggers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sacrifice Yuri to the Braids trigger.
Okay.
When Yuri dies, 4 damage to your face.
Okay. I take 1,
and then
1, 2, 3, 4. And okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah, and then that trigger's still on the stack. Caleb, does that have to resolve and then I can do the Kethic trigger?
What's Catholic do?
At the beginning of the end step, I may sacrifice a creature. If I do, I reveal until I hit something of lesser mana value. Because what I'm going to do is I sacrifice my commander to Braids.
Right.
And I'm going to sacrifice Braids to Keth.
Yeah, that works.
There
Okay.
you go. I'll have to sacrifice or lose 3 life at some point. Yes, I'm aware. So just
So draw the card.
If I guess so. Yeah. Go ahead. And
okay.
No, I'm gonna sacrifice my other token. I don't care about that.
Okay. So then I'll sacrifice Braids through let's get a 3 or a 2 or 1 drop. Come on. That's not what I wanted. Nope. Well, this is fun. Lesser. Yep, so I need a 2 drop. 2 or 1. Well, let's see if I get my entire deck.
You're getting a lot of it.
Nope. Body dropper.
All right.
And then these go on the bottom in a random order. Cool. Pass turn.
Okay. I will untap upkeep. I will draw 2. I will lose 2. Then I will play. That's what I'm going to go ahead and play Volgavoth's Lair. It'll enter tap. I'm going to choose black. Will be its color. It will tap 4.
Sure.
All right, and then moving on to turn, I will pay 6 to recast Volgavoth. I will discard. I think. I'll discard Mogus, God of Slaughter.
Okay.
And that will be it for my turn. I will pass the turn to you, sir.
All right. Untap. Okay. Draw 2, lose 2.
Yep. Put a +1/+1 on Volgavoth and go ahead and.
Or I guess, is it technically 3 because of Orcish Bowmasters?
It is technically 3 because of Orcish Bowmasters and put a +6 on Warlock Army. Oh, God.
All right. Let's play Temple of Malice. Comes in tapped by Scry.
I'll get rid of Blood Artist. I have to discard down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, sure. Let's keep that on top. That's a fun one. All right. Let's do 1 black-red for Hidetsugu. I've never been able to pronounce that name, but
Hidetsugu consumes all.
yes. So, Chapter 1. Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less.
Okay, so you'll blow up my Orc Army.
Yep.
Okay, it's blown up.
Kaboom. And I will then tap the Temple of the False God for 2. Tap the Gone Gate to tap the Opal Palace for black. Is that enough? 2. Nope, I don't have enough for that. Damn. So 2 floating. Yeah. Black and a red for Mayhem Devil.
Nice.
And so how big is Valgavoth?
5/5 right now.
Okay. Yeah, I will move through combat. Not going to do anything. Beginning of the end step. I'm going to sacrifice the body dropper to Kethic to go get a 1-drop, but that will trigger Mayhem Devil. Doing. How big is Orcish Bowmasters? 1 to Orcish Bowmasters.
That makes sense. Yep, I'd kill that. Okay. No more orcs getting made today.
Yep. And then thought I have a 1-drop creature. Hope so. If not, this will be a fail to find. I just wanted to show off the deck. That's really all I'm doing.
That's fair.
Viserys here. Nice. Cool. Pass the turn.
All right. I will untap. Keep. And I will draw. I'll play a swamp for turn. And man, am I...
Nick.
Oh, thank you. Draw 2. Yep. Lose 2. 1, 1, 2. Oh, this will be fun. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tap 4 to play Shielder to the Apocalypse.
Okay.
Discarding Chaos Warp.
Yep.
Then I'm going to pay 4 more to cast Ob Nixilis Captive Kingpin, discarding Razorkin Needlehead. All right. And then I will move to combat, and Josh, I'll ping you for 5 through the air with Volgaboth, because I don't believe you have flying at the moment.
Nope.
Cool.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Then I will pass the turn.
Okay.
That was my first official cast of the Shielder I pulled, by the way. I have not gotten to play her yet, so.
Very nice.
Yes.
All right.
That can be immortalized on stream.
All right. Untap, upkeep. I will draw for 2. Draw 2. Lose 2.
I'll put a +1. I will draw a card, then I will net 1 life off Shieldred, and you will lose. You'll lose an additional 4 off Shieldred because you drew 2 cards.
Oh god. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. This will go to chapter 2 and exile all graveyards.
Okay. Exile my graveyard, and then I think Ob Nixilis has a trigger as well, because whenever an opponent loses exactly 1 life, which you lost 1 life twice for each Spiteful Visions trigger, I put a +1/+1 counter on Ob Nixilis. Correct. That is correct, right, Caleb? Spiteful Vision counts.
And you exile the top card of your library, and you can play it until your next turn.
Yep.
Okay. And each time, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't go to your hand though.
Oh no, I'm just looking at. I'm not. Are you supposed to know what they are? Do you know what they are?
Yeah. So unless it says exile face down, they're always exiled face up.
Tainted Peak and Dark Ritual can probably do some fun stuff with that. Yeah.
I'm going to play Rakdos Gilgate that comes in untapped because of Gone Gate.
Sweet.
And then I'm going to go out the best way possible. I'm going to sacrifice Kethic to Viserys here to scry. Mayhem Devil will trigger, dealing 1 to my face, and I die. Suck it. Turn back.
Damn, because I was going to put out Volgaboth Terror on the next turn.
Not that one.
All right.
Hey Nick, I don't know if you know this, but half of your deck there is not half, but a good chunk of your deck there is just the Ob Nixilis CEDH deck. I
kind of felt like there was a chance this deck could become that if I wanted it to, right? Like I feel. Well,
no, I'm saying like because it's the the deck that I told you to look into. It looks like you'd already be familiar with playing it because you already have a bunch of the pieces.
Yeah,
like Cataract Parasite. What's the other one? The Razorkin Needlehead. Shieldred might be in there. I don't know.
Are you running all OB1?
Yeah, all will be. Yeah, I have all OB1, so I can do the infinite thing on it. Yep.
Yeah,
it is in here. I had that, and
But
then I have what was the other infinite you told me to? There was it Blood Chiefs?
Oh no, Walking Ballista plus Agatha Soul Cauldron.
That I don't have in here yet. No, I have something else that I think between.
Is it Blood Chief's Ascension and Mindcrank?
Yes, that's the one.
The
Yep.
Infinite Mill.
Yeah, Infinite Mill. That's what it is.
I would like to note this game that you actually didn't kill any of us. Caleb and I went out on our own terms.
I can live with that. I mean, I think that he is the harrower of souls, and so you both committed suicide, and he now claims your soul. So I think Velgavoth is happy either way, right?
I mean, I would sure hope so.
A soul claiming demon is a happy demon.
Right. So
Fun.
just throwing this out here, because we are doing this early, are you guys up for one more, or are you tapped out?
No, my girlfriend's on the way over, so I'm gonna hang out with her tonight.
Ah, good call.
I mean, I'm happy to go 1-on-1, Josh, if you want to. I have a hard 6:00 cutoff, but it is 5:12, and especially if it's just you and I playing one game, we could do it. And I mean, I'm up for it if you are. It's up to you.
Okay.
My family's actually not home right now. They're at the trampoline park, so I've got a few minutes. But I did say 6:00 we would all be done with our stuff and we would have family night. So
works for me. All right, so everyone, go ahead and give us a hot minute. We'll be right back as we get everything set up, and yeah, BRB. All right, we are back. Before we roll off to see who goes first, game 2, I'm playing Ovika, Enigma Goliath. This is an spell slinger deck. She could do gross things, make a lot of gobos, swing, potentially go infinite. Nothing too crazy. Actually, who am I kidding? It can get nuts. But yeah, that's what I'm running. Nick, who are you running?
I am running Olivia Crimson Bride. People are probably pretty sick of this deck because I run it a lot, but it is just my absolute favorite deck. I love it. It's truly, even though the Glorious Wolfman has decided to gift me with an Edgar Markov as an early birthday present, and I will build that deck, I believe Olivia will remain my number one favorite vampire deck. She is my favorite blood-sucking biatch. I love her, and I'm excited to swing some vampires around.
I think you should run the flip side.
I can run the flip side, and it'll be the Sisters of the Undead today, so we can do that.
I'm just saying, I like the Fang frame, but
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, well let's roll to see who goes first. Got your D20 ready?
Yeah. Is it? Do I need a true D20 or a spin down? Do you care?
Yeah, I'm doing a true D20.
Okay. Yeah. No, I got D20s. Yeah. Okay. I got a D20 right here, ready to go.
All right, go for it.
I got an 11.
All right, and 7, 11.
All right. There we go.
All right. And we already decided we're still, even though it's 1v1, we're still drawing as if it were multiplayer. So there you go.
I'm going to play a swamp. I'm going to just do, because this is going to be kind of funny. All right. I'm going to play a swamp. I'm going to tap 1. I'm going to dark ritual into Phyrexian Arena, and I'm going to pass the turn.
Damn. Okay. I will draw. I will play a Restless Spire, Crimson tapped, and pass turn.
All right. I will lose a life, draw 2. I'll play a Castle Lock Thwain, which will enter on tap because I control swamp. I'll tap 2 to play a Rakdos Signet, and I will pass the turn.
Ramp. All right, untap, upkeep, draw. I will play a mountain. I will tap 2 for Roar of Resistance. It's an enchantment. Creature tokens I control have haste. Whenever I attack with one or more, or whenever one or more creatures attack, I may pay 1 in red. If I do, creatures attacking my opponents and or planeswalkers they control get +2/+0 until end of turn. Really good in multiplayer because then I can bump everybody else's stuff up. So
nice.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in hand, and I will pass the turn.
All right. I will go ahead and just lose life for drawing the extra card. I will draw 2. I will untap. I'll play a swamp. Tap Rakdos Signet and that for Rakish Air. Whenever vampire control deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on it. With that, I will pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. I will play an island. And I will pass turn.
Okay. We'll untap, upkeep, draw 2. I'll go ahead and lose a life. I will play a Arena of Glory. And then something that I loved to do so much in Pioneer that I don't get to do anymore. I will tap the Arena of Glory to tap Rakdos Signet. I will tap a black. I will play Sorin Imperious Bloodlord. Any responses?
I do. I'm going to tap 3. And I'm going to cast Brain Surge. So I will draw 4, then put 2 cards from my hand on top. 4. So,
cool.
Nothing too crazy.
So he'll come in with +4, but I will immediately down take him to 1 because, as I said, I love to do this in Pioneer, and I will bring in Vein Ripper.
Oh, God.
Then, since you're open, I will go ahead and swing Rakish Air at you for 2.
Yep, can't do anything about that. Take 2.
You'll take 2, and that will be damaged, so I'll put a +1/+1 counter. Yep, on whenever event. Yeah, it's per vampire. So, yep, okay, cool. So, he's a 3/3, but he's tapped. All right, pass turn.
All right. Untap, upkeep. Hey, look at that card. I will play a Volcanic Island. Choices. How many cards do you have in hand?
4.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jace's Sanctum. Instant and sorcery spells I cast cost 1 less to cast. And then whenever I cast an instant or sorcery, I scry 1.
Cool.
4, 5, 6 cards in hand. Pass the turn.
All right. I will untap, upkeep. I will lose a life. And I will draw 1 and 2 cards. Cool. I'll go ahead and I'll play a swamp for turn. You are tapped out, so I'll go ahead and tap Rakdos Signet, or use Arena Glory to tap Rakdos Signet for my black and red, and I will go ahead and bring out Olivia Crimson Bride.
Yep.
I will then, before combat, I will uptick Sorin to put a +1/+1 on Vein Ripper. And since you're open, I might as well. I will go ahead and swing at you. I will swing out. There's no Olivia trigger because there's no vampires in the graveyard. So 3 from Olivia, 3 from Rakish Air, 7 from Vein Ripper, and Vein Ripper, because of Sorin, gets lifelink and death touch until end of turn, so I'll gain 7.
So 3, 6, 7, that would be 13?
Correct.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
They all dealt
9,
damage.
10, 11, 12, 13.
So they all get a +1/+1 counter on them. All right, and I am tapped out. Pass the turn.
Okay. Untap, upkeep, a draw. Let's play an island. Let's see, 1. Shit. This kind of blows. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a tick. So 2 red. I'm going to cast Rousing Refrain.
Okay.
So I can add red mana for each card in target opponent's hand, and then until end of turn, I don't lose that mana, and then then this gets exiled with 3 time counters on it.
I think we're all familiar with that card.
Yes, we are. I'm going to put that on bottom. That does nothing for me. You have how many cards in hand again? Sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 currently.
Fantastic. So 6 mana floating. I'm going to tap the Restless Spire for blue and cast my commander, Ovika. 6/6 flyer, ward 3, pay 3 life, and then whenever I cast a non-creature spell, I create X/1/1 red Phyrexian Goblin creature tokens where X is the mana value of that spell.
Nice.
That played off really well. Cool. Pass turn.
All right. I'll untap. Keep. And I will draw 2. Losing 1 life. All right. And then how big is Ovika?
6/6 and ward 3, pay 3 life.
Cool. All right. I'll play a swamp. And And then I will. Yeah, okay, so I will pay 1 black to exert. No, do I need to? Yeah, no, I don't. I'll use that to tap Rakdos. I'll tap Arena of Glory, so that's 2 red and a black. 3, 4. So that's 6 total mana there. I'm going to play Markov Enforcer. When he enters the battlefield, you under your control, Markov Enforcer fights up to 1 target creature an opponent controls. I will target Obika, paying 3 life to target her.
Okay.
And Markov Enforcer.
Well, it's 3 mana and 3 life.
Oh, it's 3 mana and 3 life. Okay. Crap. All right, hang on. All right, I'm gonna retake back those actions then there.
Back it up.
That's fine. It's fine. All right, then I'm gonna go ahead and rethink.
I mean, what you could have done is at least get the Enforcer out as another blocker, and the ability fizzles.
Right. No, I understand, but I have another thing I can do. So I'm gonna tap 1 for black and a red. Yep, that's 5, and I'm gonna play Final Party. Search your library for 2 cards, put 1 in your hand and the other in your graveyard, then shuffle your library.
Ooh, shit.
So into my. Okay, they're near the bottom. I know the 2 cards I'm looking for. Don't worry. All right, come on. Jeez, they're like really at the bottom. All right, into the graveyard goes Bloodthirsty Conqueror.
Oh God.
And into my hand will go. Wait for it. Oh, come on. Oh, sorry, he was near the top. Veto, Thorn of the Duskgrows.
Yep.
Which technically I actually don't have to reveal those. So you didn't know that was Veto, but I don't care. If I play that card, you know, and you probably know which 2 cards I'm going for.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yep. All right, and then. All right. Then on combat, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to uptick Sorin again. And I'm going to put the +1/+1 counter on Olivia. So she's now flying Death Touch and Lifelink. And I am going to swing Vein Ripper at you. And then I'm going to swing Olivia at you as well. On trigger, she'll bring back Bloodthirsty Conqueror.
Yep.
Which will be swinging and attacking you. It's a 5/5 with Death Touch and flying.
Okay, so I'm not going to block Olivia and the Bloodthirsty, so that's how much from them?
That's 5 from Olivia, 5 from Bloodthirsty Conqueror, and then you have an 8/7 Vein Ripper coming your way.
Oh God. Yeah, I'll just take the 8.
Okay. Now I should point out Bloodthirsty Conqueror's ability is when an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. So cool. So you're good with me gaining 8.
Yeah.
So okay. All right. So 10. So I'm gaining 18 life. Okay.
Yep.
I think it's 61, and then Olivia had lifelink, so that's another 5.
I'm not even going to worry about commander damage right now because
that's okay. Yep, that's totally fine. And then I go ahead and put +1/+1s on all my vampires because that, and I will go ahead and pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. Upkeep. Remove a time counter. Draw. All right. Terramorphic Expanse.
Powerful fetch land.
Very much so. Right. First, I'm actually going to sack that. Let's go get another mountain. Why? Because I can. Gotta figure a way out of this.
Which a board wipe would, unless you could somehow exile everything, would not help you because Vein Ripper will trigger 4 times, and that would be enough to kill you.
Let's see. All right, well, let's pay 2. Cast Lightning Greaves. Trigger Ovika. Make 2 Phyrexian Goblins.
Sweet. Here come the Gobos.
Gobos. And then so 1, 2. Oh, that's when I cast it. Shit. I think I'm screwed either way. So I think I should probably go out the best way possible.
Are you self-selecting again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So I'm going to equip the Lightning Greaves onto Ovika. Move to combat. I'm going to swing out.
Okay.
So a 6/6 in the air, 2 1/1s on the ground.
Okay. I'll block one of the 1/1s with Rakish Air, and then I will take another 1, and I will take 7 more from Avika. Yep. Or 6 more from Avika, right?
Yep, 6.
All right, go to 59.
Cool. All right, so I still have the discount. So 6, 7, 8, and a red. Let's go out the best way possible. Blasphemous Act.
Blasphemous Act,
yeah. 13 damage. However, I will make 9 goblins. Because that is a 9.
Do they enter? Okay, but they would all die too, right?
They do. But okay. I do get a scry. We'll put that on the bottom.
Cool.
Okay, that is on the stack. 13 damage to everything.
Yep, 13 damage. So 9 plus there's 4 plus Avika, so that's 36. Or no, sorry, 9 plus 4 plus Avika, that's 14 times 2. So yeah, you would lose 28 life. I would gain 28 life. My board state would blow up.
Yep. And then yeah, you win. But I went out on my own terms.
That's how it's been, man. Everyone's been going on their own terms. Awesome. Well, that was a good quick one. It was gross. What were my next cards? Would have been a swamp and a Fable Passage. So
yep. I had in my hand Junkwinder. Junkwinder is a fun card, at least for me it is. So it has affinity for tokens, and then whenever a token enters the battlefield under my control, tap target non-land permanent and opponent controls. It doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step.
Ooh, yep. That would have shut down the mechanic pretty badly. Yep.
And then the next draw would have been opposition. Tap an untapped creature I control. Tap target artifact, creature, or land. So then I can use those goblins to tap your lands down.
Oh yeah, that would have gotten gross. Yeah, using that Dark Ritual to cast Phyrexian Arena, I wasn't sure, but I was like, I mean, it's kind of a fun way. You know, that's not a way you usually see Dark Ritual used, especially on turn 1. So
Yeah.
I was like, I think that helped though, because that ensured I got the mana I needed to keep pumping through and getting moving fast.
Well, yeah, and you're getting all that extra card draw.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. No, I like this deck. I've got some of the prettiest cards in here.
Nice.
Intruder Alarm. That one's fun. Whenever a creature ETBs, untap all creatures. So what my combo is with the infinite combo in here, with Intruder Alarm, Petals of Insight, and I have to have obviously Ovika on the field. But there is, come on, where is it? Almost there. Almost there. I swear, if it's the last card I see, it's the. Okay, where's the class? It's the sorcerer class that allows me to use the goblins to tap for mana.
Nice.
But so what I do is I cast Petals of Insight for 5. Look at the top 3 cards of my library, and I put those cards on the bottom of my library in any order. If I do, I return this to my hand. So what I do is I just recast this over and over using all those goblins that I make, and either use impact tremors to ping you to death, or create an infinite storm count and then use grape shot. Oh yeah, sorcerer class. But this has to be leveled up at least to level 2 to do that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. Or level 3, whenever I cast an instant or sorcery, that spell deals damage to each opponent equal to the number of instant or sorcery spells I've cast that turn. So I can either kill you with the impact tremors or level 3, or create infinite goblins, make Devilish Valley infinitely huge, and then smack you for an obscene amount of damage that makes anyone want to vomit.
Love it. Love it.
So, all right. Well, for everyone who stuck around this long, we appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's do final little shout outs. Nick?
Yeah, well, of course, you know, at least the last game, we got to, I guess, rock the beautiful AI armor sleeves and deck box that Olivia is living in and very happy in. So thank you, of course, to AI Armor for making great stuff. They're really awesome. Of course, shout out to Kayfabe Cards. I can't wait to go out there and play tomorrow with our league. Hopefully, with some shorter Commander games, we're all learning our decks and things are going to go smoother. So that'll be fun, and hang out with our friends. Thank you everyone for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hope everyone has a fantastic, restful weekend.
Yeah. And as he said, shout out to Kayfabe Cards, AI Armor. They have been super supportive of our channel. Links are in the description for both Kayfabe and AI Armor. Definitely check them out. Let them know the EDH Brothers sent you. Make sure to appease the algorithm, do all the stuff, like, comment, subscribe. Again, leave in the comments what 2 cards were not included in the alpha print run. That was Caleb's trivia. We will announce the winner on Thursday. And don't Google it. Come on, if you know it, you know it. So, all the fun stuff. But that's going to be it. And yeah, we will catch you all next week. And oh, by the way, enjoy the new outro.